Do you want to be in a future FUDW?
Yes!
Stick around to the end of the video to find out how. This video is brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you. Be sure to subscribe and help get this video to 2,000 likes. It's Valentine's Day and the babies are chowing down on heart-shaped cookies, despite having no teeth. An astute baby Phil points out the cookies actually look like butts. Chucky spits out his cookie, as he's a devout tit man. Angelica insists on dressing like Cupid so she can shoot arrows at her uncle. Angelica goes to tease the babies, who promptly polish off their ass cookies. Angelica tries to find her own cookies, but ends up settling for moldy couch candy. Nasty. Grandpa Lou enthralls the babies with a heartwarming story of how he got his first Valentine's Day handy on a cruise ship. The toddlers break out of baby jail and accidentally hit Spike with one of Angelica's arrows. Angelica tells the babies they need to find Spike a Valentine by the end of the day or he'll die of a broken heart. The babies try to set Spike up with Angelica's demon cat Fluffy. The feral feline takes one look at Spike before scratching him across the face. Clearly, this pussy is a bad influence on her cat. Instead of trying to find an animal that isn't an asshole, the babies try to force Spike and Fluffy together by taking a page out of Grandpa Lou's book. The babies dress up the animals like their grandparents and somehow avoid getting their eyes scratched out. Seriously, you ever try to put a shirt on a cat? The babies wait patiently for their pets to bang, only to find Spike has fled the scene. Meanwhile, the grown-ups prepare for a costume party as we see Chucky's dad is down to fuck. He rents a vintage car for the dance, but ends up locking the keys inside. The men try to get the keys out, only to get all their arms stuck in the car window.
Huh? What you gotta do is
Clearly they are the superior gender. Angelica chows down on Valentine's cookies while Spike lusts after a squirrel's nuts. Angelica tells the babies their time is running out, which prompts them to throw together a last-minute romantic dinner. What the hell is in those bowls?
Trust me on this one. You don't want to know.
Fluffy gets angry at Spike for eating both their dinners, even though she clearly wasn't gonna eat it in the first place. Fluffy jumps on Spike's back and digs her claws into his skin. Spike cries out in pain until Fluffy causes him to run face first into a wall.
I love the kind of woman that will actually just kill me.
The babies make one last-ditch effort to force this toxic couple together against their will by trapping them in a kiddie pool, which Fluffy promptly destroys. Spike reaches his breaking point and decides to tear the craptastic cat to shreds. Spike almost gets a hold of Fluffy until Stu accidentally spills punch on them. The house pets call a truce as they decide to lick each other clean. The babies congratulate themselves for getting Spike a Valentine, even though the pair will be back at each other's throats the second the fruit-flavored musk wears off. And while the babies may have won the battle, Angelica still has a few dirty tricks up her sleeve.
Don't go away. Coming up next on Nickelodeon, it's Rugrats.
Rugrats will be right back on Nick.
Later that night, the grown-ups go to the Valentine's dance and inexplicably bring their babies along. Stu shows off his horny husband strength as he effortlessly lifts his wife and child into the air with one arm. The babies are left alone with Angelica and Susie, who tell them Valentine's Day is a time to show the people you care about how much you love them. Angelica specifies how that love can only be shown with material objects. Meanwhile, the grown-ups boogie on the dance floor while Chaz serves his gross-ass punch. The DeVille parents show off their moves next to a couple dressed as Abe and Mary Todd Lincoln. Not sure what that says about their marriage. The babies are making their own Valentines when they run into a problem.
Hey, you took the red crayon!
Phil goes to get another crayon and ends up catching the attention of girl Tommy. Phil's newfound crush stalks him back to his seat until she gets chased off by Lil, who's either sweetly protective of her brother or creepily jealous of girl Tommy.
Happy Valentine's Day, Phil! Where's mine?
I don't like where this is going.
Chucky decides to make a Valentine for his dad since he's painfully aware his father has no game. Chucky accidentally glues the card to his hair, which Tommy removes by violently ripping it off his scalp.
He is a wuss.
Angelica turns on her best friend when she finds out they both have a crush on the same boy, and tries to outdo Susie's Valentine. Susie is so desperate to put Angelica in her place, she rips a button off her own shirt to put on her card. Angelica tries to one-up Susie by taping her shoelace to her own Valentine.
Timmy love this.
The girls rush to give their Valentines to Timmy, who promptly tears them to shreds. The girls experience the ick for the first time and swear off boys forever. Chucky finishes his Valentine and plans to give it to his dad in the morning. Angelica tells him the Valentine is only good for today, and he has to give it to his dad before he falls asleep or it doesn't count.
You just made that up!
The babies sneak out of daycare to go find Chucky's dad, whose balls look bluer than Howard's hair. The babies walk past a sea of adults, who are somehow blind to the children in the room, when Mary Todd Lincoln kicks baby Dill across the room. Bitch really is crazy. Tommy and Chucky get trapped under a conga line and are hypnotized by the preceding barrage of upskirt shots. The two save Dill just as the DJ plays the final song of the night. Chucky launches himself across the room and straight into the garbage. Chucky finally gets to give his dad the Valentine, which is honestly one of the most heartwarming moments of the show. The grown-ups share the last dance with their babies, and the episode ends before we get to see the parents chew out the daycare worker for sucking at her job. Let's review. Angelica spent Valentine's Day dressed as Cupid despite being the least loving person in her family. She used her costume as an excuse to assault her family and get fat on holiday sweets. When Spike accidentally got hit with a fake arrow, Angelica convinced the babies their dog would die of a broken heart if he didn't find a Valentine. Her bullcrap spurred the babies to force Spike into a toxic relationship with a cat who's just as abusive and manipulative as her owner. This nearly led the pets to kill each other until they wound up licking each other from head to toe. Angelica then made Chucky panic into giving his dad a Valentine at the last minute. She also got jealous of her best friend and tried to one-up her Valentine to impress a boy who doesn't even know her name. This proved to be a massive waste of time because no kid in their right mind would ever fall in love with this pigtailed pipsqueak. Angelica can eat it. Hey, do you want to be on FUDW?
That's all you had to say.
Send me a 10-second video of you saying FUDW, and your clip might just be featured in a future episode. Use the Google form in the pinned comment to submit your video. And make sure to include the hashtags FUDW and FUDW submission so I know the video is yours. Also, I have a Patreon. Sign up at patreon.com/mattneff to get your name in the thank you credits, as well as early access to both FUDW and FUCaillou. If there's a movie or show you'd like me to talk about, top-tier patrons can commission a review for my channel. Check out the link in the description to become an FUDW superfan. Also, I'm now on Cameo, so make sure to check out my profile to get a personalized FU video.